What's up, guys? It's Christian here to do a reading for the sign of Leo for the month of November. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel and subscribing if you have already. And if you haven't, now's a good time to go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And click the thumbs up and let me know any comments that you have down below. Really appreciate you guys being here. Now, keep in mind that all readings can't possibly work for every single Leo, so take what resonates and leave behind what does not. Also, too, just want to take a brief moment to kind of tell you guys a little bit about the way that I read. I read intuitively, so sometimes I'm looking at the pictures and things are popping out to me. Whatever spirit's leading me to tell you guys, I do. But I mostly read on topics of spiritual growth, spiritual path, and the ego, the inner child, spirit. So a lot of my readings are not necessarily some of the other ones that you guys may be used to that may be center around relationships, which not discrediting any of those readers. They have some excellent readings and readers out there that specialize in those type of things, but I have to read the things that come to me. So thank you guys for rocking with me with that. And the guys and the people that don't, I totally understand. You know, nothing wrong with that as well. Maybe it won't be meant for everybody. There are even readings that I listen to that I'm like, you know, this doesn't resonate with me. So no judgment at all on you guys' part, and I hope that you guys will respect that with me as well. All right. So let's get into it. The month of November for you guys. I think that what I was kind of getting here is this sense of forward motion and motivation. And I feel really proud of you guys because I feel like it is self-initiated. And a lot of times I feel like we have to kind of, we wait around. Like a lot of times we wait on things to push us in life because it's a little bit easier for us to not have to really make the decisions that the tougher decisions. It's easier for us to get pushed into a way to where we really have no choice. So we kind of like that, the last 10 seconds on the shot clock so that we can be forced to go into overdrive mode by either like fight or flight. And, we're going to either fight or we're going to overcome whatever it is in the midnight hour. And I believe that there's something that occurs between October and November that has made you guys self-initiate moving forward in your life, in your journey. And I think that for a very long time, it may have been hard for some of you guys to let go of some of the things that you once thought made you happy. I really will venture to say that, seeing here, looking at the Four of Wands right there with the desert here as the energy, the transition energy from October to November, that there's definitely this sense of feeling dried up, feeling depleted on an emotional level. Usually there are people in the background of this card, but in this particular deck, there's no one there. Now, this is the card that typically symbolizes, or its meaning is a celebration, a party, the coming together, and it comes after the Ace of Wands, which is getting the vision, the Two of Wands, which is deciding on which way to go, the Three of Wands, waiting on things to come in. So this is where we've already selected our path. We've waited and waited and waited around for it to bring some type of fulfillment to us. And this is supposed to be the moment that is the first kind of like, breath of fresh air, woosah kind of moment. But the funny thing is, even though this moment has appeared here, you are not in the picture of it. So this could be where maybe some things have come to manifestation, like you're starting to see some of the things, like maybe there's something that you're not really happy about. I can see something like, this could be something, I'm giving you an example. This could be something where like you always thought that you wanted a certain type of job, and then or a promotion to a certain position, and then the position becomes available, and then now you're like, okay, that didn't make me feel, the fact that that's open, it didn't make me feel like I thought it would make me feel. Or this could even be like a person interested in you in a relationship or something like that, and when they finally come around, you're just like, okay, no, that's not going to be the thing for me. So I kind of see something like these things that you kind of manifested and working towards, they kind of come to a head in a positive way. But even as they come to a head in a positive way, you are making the decision that those things no longer are going to fulfill you. And I want to say for that, for this and that, it's so empowering. And that's why I said this is really, really self-initiated, because it takes a lot to to say to the world, to say to the universe, I would like this thing in this specific way. And then not only do you demand these things to the universe, which we all do, you actually have put the energy and the effort into pushing yourself towards that direction. And then the thing comes and it doesn't fulfill us. So you know what Spirit is kind of telling me? It's like when you get to a restaurant, right? And everyone sits down, all of your friends sit down. You got a friend card right there. Everybody sits down, right? And everybody, looks on the menu, and you guys have been waiting to eat all day, and everyone's hungry. And you get, your fettuccine Alfredo, whatever it is that you order off the menu, right? And then you get it, and then you taste it. And it's not that it tastes bad. It's not that you want to get the manager and say that this is disgusting, this is horrible, but you just decide that you want something different. And this right here is the courage that it would take to say, hey, I don't really want this anymore. Can I switch this out for something else? And I know that sounds like something that's very, very easy to do, because for some people it is. But for some people, they would never have the balls, even if you're a woman, to be able to say that, because it perpetuates that you've asked for something with the intention that it would make you happy, and then whenever you receive that thing, the audacity of you to say that it doesn't and to decide again. So whatever this thing is right here, it makes me feel really, really proud. It's like a proud moment, because I feel like for you guys to not play the game, to not play the role, to not pretend in that moment that it's going to make you happy. And actually, not only that, not destroy it. Because for me, with the Eight of Cups, I always notice with the Eight of Cups that these cups are standing up. There are so many cards in the cup suit where the cups have fallen over. Well, not really. It's like one. Is it more than one? It's one card where the cups have fallen over, right? The Five of Cups. I think it may be okay, we'll get to that later. But I always like the Eight of Cups, because this is leaving like a thief in the night to me. Sometimes this is leaving without the ruckus, without knocking the cups over, without burning the bridges to be able to come back if need so be. And I feel like with this being able to stay here, stable the way that it is, but you're not there. This is the part of yourself that exists now in the active, in the present. It is moving forward, but it's also honoring that at one time this did make you happy. So, usually we do this thing to where we burn down the old structure because the new one is here. Like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that toy anymore. I want this. And this is what I was saying. It goes back to that example. It's not saying this was not very good, I don't want it. It's saying this was good, but now I've chosen something different. And that takes a hell of a lot of confidence to be able to do that. And not many people are able to do that. It doesn't matter. Not many people are able to change their mind and to be confident in changing their mind, to be able to follow what will really, really make them happy. So this is a connection. And I feel like it starts off with very, very small steps, because you're not too far from, whatever it was. So it's not like you've made huge leaps, but the steps are empowering within themselves. And in some way, in the midst of this, you turn into the chariot, which is full throttle. Like, okay, I can do this. Not only can I use this in this space, I can use this in this space. I can use this in this area. I can reinvent this. I can put this in the flames, and I can let it come back out renewed in this kind of way. And what I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys is definitely going to focus in on relationships, how we relate to others in the world, how we relate to our love life, how we relate to our friend groups, how we relate to our social groups, how the world views us, what are we communicating to the world. And this is going to be taking a look at that. For some of you, I feel like a lot of you have been feeling the absence of connection in the midst of having the things that you want. So it's kind of been maybe like this kind of juggling act of, well, you know, or this thought, this competing, these dual thoughts of, well, if I have all the things that I want, I could have all the things that I want and that I aspire to have in the tangible, the physical, the material sense. But is all of that worth it if I cannot share it with the people that I love, if I can't have connection with the people that I love? So I think that it's definitely taking you on a journey to either find this connection and you know, and act the need to see it materially, to find that feeling. You're willing to leave back the life that you've had to be able to find that, or you're willing to find the place where they're both together. And that I really don't see whichever one. And sometimes I feel like whenever there are not particular answers to questions, I feel like it's because we are more in control of our environment than we realize. And sometimes we feel like there are right ways and wrong ways to go. And it's really not. With free will, you can really determine and choose what it is that you want to experience at any given time. So I feel like either one of those is great, because either one of those puts power in you, and it's not just existing in something. Because I feel like with this, it's just like sitting in this tall castle in the middle of the desert by yourself. And yeah, it's a nice desert castle, right? But there's no one there. It's dry, it's desolate. And this is you following your intuition, following the calling in you that is saying, there is something more out there for me, something that feels nurturing, something that feels warm. I'm going to find my wish fulfillment, because you're looking for the 9 of Cups when you leave from the 8, okay? One of my favorite readers, Dane Hart, she says, when we leave, when the eight of Cups is like buying, like when women buy a pair of shoes and they're really nice, like a nice pair of heels, but they really hurt to walk. And you have to make that decision of leaving that. And I guess that's the same situation that you guys are kind of going through. It's like, yeah, they're a really nice pair of shoes, but I can't walk in them. So you're looking for things that feel a little bit better, that feel a little bit more in sync and in alignment with who you truly are and who you are now. And that may come at the expense of leaving behind friends, maybe friend groups, maybe the way, like I said, the way that you show up socially. It could even be jobs or things like that, but definitely searching for that warmth, or that feeling of togetherness, that feeling of joy to be able to exist. Because I feel like some of you guys are starting to see that it's not about the place, it's not about the destination. And that was one of the words that I was kind of getting as I was shuffling the cards for you guys, was destination. And honestly, I'm feeling like you guys are starting to get into the understanding that it doesn't necessarily have to be a place. It can be a feeling, and you can have it. And when you find it, in whatever way that may be, it's not something that is evasive, because this can be destroyed. Actually, the next card after that is the 5 of Wands. So then, you know, it is other people there, but they're all competing, and it's all these different directions of, you know, who's taking, who has control, right? So soon that happens at all parties, right? When they get unruly, or, you know, we've stayed there too long, we lose control, or we lose focus or lack of direction when we stay in the same space for too long, because we start to take in everyone else's opinions and everyone else's views and everyone else's issues and things, and we don't really stay connected to ours. So the good thing here is that you're getting that signal inside of yourself before it gets to that point to where you lose yourself completely. So I feel like your soul is calling you, like in the midst of everything, to be able to go and to find, you know, to be able to be back in alignment with your path. And you're definitely doing that here because you have the Chariot here. And the Chariot, a lot of times for me, is the mixture between Sag and Cancer energy. So this is it is the decision. It's when we're making the decision of staying behind at home with the Cancer side, to stay secure, to stay in the things that make us feel secure, that make us feel warm, enclosed. Or going on the adventure of Sagittarius to seek wisdom, to seek a higher understanding, to seek a higher perspective and a bigger vision, to look at things from a macro level and not necessarily from a micro level. And this is you getting into that space of what's going to keep you sustained for the long run, instead of always getting to this point to where the thing that you thought that you were going to be happy, you're literally living in the thing, with the person, with the job, with the items, with the car, with the house, and then you're totally miserable in it. But since you've done so much to get it, you feel compelled to keep it. And that, I want that to, like, if I could say anything for you guys, Leo, I want, like, you feel free to eradicate that belief. You have the powers to change your mind. It does not matter how deep you are into something. The moment that you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, it's okay, because the thing is, everybody else is changing their mind as well. And I think that you guys have an energy that happens to just be one that is kind of more prominent. Like, you see the ones in the front of the car, you guys are larger than life, so a lot of times I feel like it can be on the forefront, making all eyes be on you, kind of naturally, that people gravitate to seeing what you're going to do next, and how you're going to function. So I know that there may be this feeling of, that you have to take charge, and that you have to take lead, be in the forefront, to where you reneging on a decision, or you going back on saying that you wanted something and going so hard for it, you can take those things back and you can change your mind. Don't ever allow that to keep you prisoner in a situation that does not make you feel, like you are walking on sunshine, literally, okay? And this is you starting to work on those things and starting to co-create. Every time I get the Three of Pentacles, it's always about co-creating with Spirit and working with Spirit to be able to move forward. And Spirit is helping you, propelling you. Once you work with it, to say, you know what? This does not make me happy. This does make me happy. There needs to be like a conveyor belt. Like, things come down your conveyor belt, Leo, and you're like, this is a yes, this is a no. Okay? Because I think that whenever you just say yes, 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 all of these things start getting piled up on the conveyor belt, and then you kind of lose control of everything. So you don't have to say yes or no to a specific way of being at any given time, which I'm kind of looking at these, you see these horses right here, kind of like that balance. Yes and no, yes and no. That is what propels you forward at all times. It's a constant, life is a constant rhythm of yeses and nos, yeses and nos, yeses and nos. You don't have to stay in either state too long. As you can see, the High Priestess here. So you see the black horse right here, the white horse. You see the pillars right here, the black pillar and the white pillar. You can stand in the middle, just like the chariot is in the middle the charioteer is in the middle of this card right here. Even the two right here, this person is in the middle. This is the Two of Swords. So you can always walk the middle ground, and in the middle ground, you have the power to determine what it is that makes you happy and what it is that doesn't, because you have not subscribed to saying that I want chocolate cake forever. Okay, maybe one day you don't want chocolate cake, maybe one day you want vanilla cake, but when you set the rule that only chocolate cake makes me happy, and then there comes the day when you are tired of eating chocolate cake. I feel like it's like that movie, it's like Matilda. I feel like when you're watching Matilda, when the boy had to eat the chocolate cake, I'm like, that's what I'm feeling like. That is a perfect example. That's a perfect example. If you guys have ever seen Matilda, there is the part on the movie where the boy steals a piece of cake. So Miss Trenchbolt makes him eat the cake, eats so much of the cake in front of her, and he is like, the boy is stuffed. At first he's like, I'm gonna eat it, like, trying to like, one up her. But by the end, he is completely, I think he actually ate the cake, to be honest, but he had a hard time doing it because he had to eat a big, I think it was a whole cake, I can't remember. But I'm kind of getting that feeling with you guys too. Don't force yourself to do that if you don't have to, if you don't want to. If you make a decision to change your mind, you make a decision to change your mind. But when you make the rules for yourself, the universe has a funny way of challenging those those rules, so you can know that you're not 100% in control of every single aspect of your life, right? So this is putting yourself in a position to where you are not making, firm affirmations to the universe. And I'm not even saying about what you're saying to other people and what you're saying to yourself. You can say whatever you want to say to yourself, or anything like that. I'm saying on an inner level, don't subscribe to a certain way, a certain thing making you happy without allowing yourself to be open to it changing, because a lot of your being will make you your body goes in alignment with that thought. That's what I'm trying to say. So it brings more of the thing into your life or into your experience when you have set the rules or the beliefs that this is what's going to make you happy. The thing is, you can't control what makes you happy. So if it doesn't, and you're sending out the vibration to keep bringing it because you're perpetuating that story over and over and over again, then that equals a lot of misery, right? Because you get so far from land, so far from life, that you get disconnected. And I think that this is kind of like this. You've finally kind of run that course to where it's like, I have to bring more happiness and more joy and more togetherness into my life. All right. So I feel like this is kind of what you're kind of moving into. You have the high priestess right here, so definitely your intuition, and that's already what's leading you anyway in the 8 of Cups, but definitely your intuition is highly active right now. And I see by the end of the month, you are definitely going within yourself moment to moment. And I like that energy for you guys, because I feel like, we will try to put that off. And it's not just a Leo thing. This is just an in general thing. We try to put off making the decisions about what make us happy. You know why? Because when we do, if something comes along that doesn't, we have something to point the finger at. We can point the finger at the universe and say, see, I didn't want this, right? But when we're actively making those decisions every single moment, then we have to take the responsibility if something doesn't make us happy. But the thing about it is, when you're doing it on a micro level like that, then it's nothing to make the change right then and there at that point. Yes, it's more work to have to consider everything. Do I like this? Do I like this? Do I like this? Every single moment. It is. I do it all the time, but it helps me to not veer so off track that I get lost. And think about the chariot. The chariot has these two things, these two forces that kind of operate it, right? And they have to kind of both be balanced. Now, just think of if, like in a car, if the alignment was off, the car would veer one way, right? So you can't allow that to kind of make you be stuck in one way. And it's kind of maybe about like what your friends may think, or what the people around you may think about you changing your mind. You kind of have to let that go, because believe it or not, every single person is making those decisions, whether they're doing them like you're doing it, whether they're in the place of where they're doing it every single day. Some people don't even know that they're making that decision. Some people are so in their lives, they're so bounced around, like think of like a pinball machine. They're so like that with life that they don't know that they have any kind of control. So it's better to know that you have any kind of control, whether it's making long-term decisions and and kind of finding yourself needing to readjust, or it's making them day to day. It is still so much power in being able to know that you can make choices about those things and not have to be subjected or stuck in one state of being or one state of mind to be able to move yourself forward. So that is definitely what I see right here with the Two of Swords. This is you kind of putting like those, you see those two swords? It's like yes or no, putting them right there. And then you have this middle ground where you're definitely going inside of yourself. You're not making decisions based on the things that you see in front of you. You're making decisions based on what you feel. Usually this card is about blocking out your intuition. I usually feel that way because this moon is behind this person, but in this particular interpretation or reading, I kind of just feel like, no, this is definitely you going in and you having this closer bond in the end of the month than when you started out, because just starting out, you're so close to those things. But as you move on, you're definitely in this place of where you're not really bothered by what's been in front of you anymore. It doesn't even trigger you to say, oh my God, there's that thing I asked for over there. Am I being ungrateful? Am I being, should I jump back into the party? Should I start? Should I just like it for the sake of other people? Should I be into it for the sake of other people? And no, I feel like this is like, that energy where people get married because their parents want them to get married, or people have a child because their spouse wanted a child, or things like that. And it wasn't really the thing that makes them happy. So be sure not to make those decisions that you don't want to make, that kind of have a long term, they have a long lifespan and you can't turn back. I'm not saying you can always change your mind, but some of those decisions are a little bit more difficult. And I feel like the older and older and more mature you get, the more stability you're going to want. We all want more stability as we get older. We want things to be a little bit more settled, more to where we kind of know what to expect in front of us. And I think rightfully so that you earn that right when you live enough life and you walk enough. But this is kind of saying that develop this now, because the decisions that you're going to be making going on this journey, a lot of them without this having this kind of intuition, or without having this kind of process about your decisions, you can easily find yourself way off course. And it's the further and further you go down the wrong route, the harder and harder it is for you to come back to point A to go back down the route one. So this is kind of like this warning sign. And I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of already understanding this. This should just simply be a confirmation. If you're not, hopefully this can give you some insight. But this is definitely kind of what I see going on for you in the month of November. Now, I know the other the other sign's probably gonna kill me, because I'm about to pull a numerology card for you guys because I want an oracle card. I enjoyed this reading though. I love things when they are self-initiated, because I feel like, we have those tower moments where you have the tower moments where the universe is like, okay, I'm gonna show this person, I'm gonna show them, right? Or it just brings out this shock, like electrocutes us, so it can bring us like, it's like a boo, like, like one of those kind of things. But this is not that. This isn't even where death is here to kind of, close out things for you. This is you actually doing the work, because the Eight of Cups is something, it's making that decision like, hey, this no longer makes me happy. I want to find the thing that does. And it's actually courageous to me, because you don't actually know what's going to be on that path or what's going to be on that journey. But it's that feeling of something has to be better than this. And a lot of times, we're humans, we're taught to believe that, how dare you be ungrateful? Is it really ungrateful if it wasn't something if it was a path that wasn't ever really truly meant for your, meant to be in alignment with you? Okay, look at this. You got the 9, you got completion, you're done with all of this right there. And then you got perseverance. And that's definitely the energy of the Chariot, to be able to push yourself through those things that you said that you wanted. And it's even the 4 right here, to push yourself, because that's tough work to be able to get through this, to be able to move towards the things that are truly going to make you happy. Okay. And look, bottom of the deck, you have self-love here. So it's definitely this act of self-love by treating yourself kindly and putting in the effort and the work, even if it's hard, to be able to attain the energy that you want, and the people, the company that you want around you, the environment that you want, the relationship that you want, the job that you want, whatever it is. This is the encouragement to be able to move towards those things. Okay. 9 is completion. All right. This indicates a time of necessary endings and completion and preparations for new beginnings, okay? By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to let go of the old to make way for the new. This may relate to a particular mindset, behavior, friendship, job, residence, or relationship you have outgrown. Or it could indicate the completion of a karmic lesson, period of study, or contractual obligation. Either way, this card serves as confirmation that you must move forward with confidence and courage towards bigger and better things. Have no fear of the unknown, for you are being divinely accompanied and guided. This card serves as a confirmation that you are definitely on the right path. So surrender yourself to the changes that are occurring, and you'll be led to where you need to be. Spend quiet time alone to connect with your inner guidance, for in the silence, you will be given the next logical step, which I believe that is so perfect big step to take, because that's exactly you're going on this journey right here. Boom, you're going inside to be able to know what to do next. The High Priestess is here in this moment and in this moment right here to let you know how to charge forward. Okay. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are leading you towards a time of endings and completion. So let go of what no longer serves you, spread your wings, and trust in the divine to show you the way. That's perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and read this one right here, perseverance. All right. This indicates a time to keep moving forward as you strive to achieve your hopes and dreams, because hopes and dreams. Because despite your current challenges, success is well within your reach. You are never given more than you can handle, and you have the strength and ability to make it through. So face your challenges head on with determination, courage, and faith. With perseverance and persistence, you can make your dreams come true. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to cultivate mental resilience and stability. Since a calm and stable mind creates a calm and stable life, make yourself aware of negative thoughts and beliefs that are currently influencing you, and muster up the strength to develop a positive state of mind. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that encourage you to persevere through your obstacles and challenges. Call on heavenly assistance when you need it, and have faith in your ability to create an exceptional life. So yeah, you're definitely reworking the framework of your life and the foundations in your life. And just to say here, the negativity I'm brought to highlight this here. It's not it could be friends too. So don't how can I say it? Don't let your friends thoughts and beliefs keep you kind of stuck in your place, or in the place that doesn't necessarily make you happy. I don't really think you're gonna you don't really care anyway. Look at this, your back is already turned. You're already like, I could care less what they have to say. I'm moving on towards my happiness, my future, the things that are going to bring me the warmth, the joy that I want out of my life. So these are good cards to have. I hope you guys enjoyed this message for November, and I will come and I think I'm gonna post some more readings, some timeless readings this month as well. So look for me then. If you click the bell notification and subscribe, you'll be notified when I post new videos. But talk to you guys later, Leo. Bye bye.